Alright, y'all, back with another one. Happy Sunday. Happy Monday. What time is it? 11:16. It's 5/7/23. Beginning of a new trading week. We're going to do UJ top-down analysis. Alright. Monthly time frame. Here we go. Alright. So, if you've been watching these videos, you know that I say the same thing for the most part for monthly, weekly, daily. H4 and daily change from time to time, but it's very important to be robotic when you're analyzing, right? Because you have to understand in your mind what the higher time frame analysis is. Like, what is the higher time frame volume? Because you don't want to trade against it, especially if, you know, you're an intraday or a swing trader. You just always want to be aware of what the higher time frame is doing. Most of the time it's staying the same, but especially if new people are watching these videos, I have to do it over. It's very important to remind yourself of what the higher time frame is doing, because we don't always look at it. So make sure you're robotic and make sure you're doing that when you're breaking down your charts. All right, we got the monthly time frame, which is bullish, right? Extremely bullish. I'm actually gonna clear this chart up because it's messing me up. Ooh, that looks way different, right? Let me actually save this though. But it's okay. Charting builds character. Never forget that, right? Alright, so what's the number one question you're supposed to ask yourself when you're looking at a chart or any time frame? When you get on a time frame, where am I in structure? Where are you in structure, right? So how did this market transition into an uptrend? So let's mark off a point of reference. So this point of reference is pretty much a lower high on a downtrend. Higher time frame, it's just a bit of consolidation. If I could go to like the 2-month, or I don't say the yearly, or the 6-month, it'll probably just look like a pullback. But with what we can see right here, this is pretty much a lower high. This is bearish on higher time frame. Excuse me, on a lower time frame, right? So mark off this lower high. Let's make these black. How do you identify uptrend? A series of higher highs and higher lows, right? And to identify downtrend, it's a series of lower highs and lower lows. So that's a lower, well, that's a high. And I say that if you do technical analysis and market structure, you kind of understand why. But that's a high, but this is a lower high. You know, lower low, lower high. This is a lower low right there, right? So let's mark off this lower high and see what two candles broke it to make it transition into an uptrend. All right, so these two candles right here, 1, 2. One candle has to protrude past and close past your point of reference, which is pretty much an area of resistance, and then the second candle has to close clean past it as well. You want healthy candles, right? You don't want this wicking out all the way down here, because that can be considered a test. But yeah, so these two candles were the break. On the lower time frames, you should see higher highs and higher lows to confirm the break. And when I say that, I mean this. You should see this on the lower time frames right here, right? So if you go to the weekly, daily, H4, you should see higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and then higher lows, because that's how you identify uptrend, right? All right, cool. All right, so the monthly is bullish. Price came up after it broke this area of resistance. Then it came back down to test an area of support. Now, I would imagine this is an area of support. Now, it's still kind of early to tell. It's definitely area of support, but we don't know how strong it is. Price could respect it and continue up, but we don't really know. It's the beginning of the month of May, and yeah, the candle is still pretty young, and it's short, so you just kind of gotta wait and see what it's gonna do. All right, cool. But let's go to the weekly. Oh damn, let me hurry up. I'm already 5 minutes in. All right, so weekly time frame. I put bullish, bearish. Let me explain to you why. Right. So I already said, how do you identify an uptrend? Right, a series of higher highs and higher lows. All right, so higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and this will be considered the last higher high before the potential break. Right. So let's mark off this relative low as a point of reference to determine where the market started to shift gears, right? So this would be considered a choke, change of character, reversal, break of support. It has different names, but a choke is just a change of character. It's pretty much what the market does. A transition from an uptrend to a downtrend. That's simply all it is, right? But on a higher time frame, this is considered a test, right? So on a monthly time frame, it's just a test. That's all it is. So that's why you got to be careful when you're trying to identify stuff. So let's see. So I would consider this a break for this time frame, but it's a test on the monthly time frame, right? That's why we can see, you know, this kind of really making higher lows to go up. Let me see. Nah, yeah, man. It's I think it's safe to be open to the fact that price could go down, right? Price could go down, and that's why I put bullish / bearish, because you don't want to just be like, all right, nah, I ain't doing that, because you're going to be real upset at yourself, right? Be open to the fact that price could go down. This is a test on a higher time frame, but just be aware. That's all I'm going to say. Now, prices came up, and the fact that price came up, tested this area. This is a point of resistance, came back down, and it looks like it could potentially be another test right here. Now, a test would be if this candle that it's on right currently, if it came down and closed bearish, protruding past this candle right here. That would be considered a test. This would be a bearish candle though, so a white candle, right? Now, if it does that, I don't know. It could potentially be going down, right? So be open to it. Another thing to look out for, this gap was closed on the weekly time frame. So be careful on UJ this week. I didn't see any crazy news yet, but I only looked at it for like, I think Tuesday. Yeah, be careful with UJ this week. I saw some potential buys I thought looked good, but be careful with it, especially with the buys, because let me see. Yeah. For me to consider this bearish, just bearish, I would need this level of support to break on the weekly. Not to say that you can't get in sales because we're on a higher time frame or a big time frame. You can get on sales all the way down to here, but as far as market structure wise, I would need to see something like this for it to be straight bearish on this weekly time frame. All right, that's pretty much it for the weekly. We're gonna move to the daily. Just be very careful. Be very careful with UJ. I might not even trade it just because I don't know. We'll see. Daily. Yeah, let's look at the daily first. The daily looking bullish though, you know. The daily's looking bullish, but just be careful because it is at an area of resistance currently. All right. So where am I in structure right now? So price is continuously making higher highs and higher lows. I can show you. Right. That's, you know. Now, this candle from Friday. Yeah, this candle from Friday closed bearish. So this would be considered a test. So I would anticipate price to at least come up here, you know, to test this area again. Yeah, I'm not doing no sales on UJ. Probably gonna be the same thing for GJ as well, but as of right now, I'm kind of sticking to bullish bias for the daily. Let's look at the H4 real quick because this is a nice little test. See that? It's a test. Bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish. Let's go to the H4 real quick. Yeah, and the H4 looks pretty decent as well. Probably can draw a little trend line. Trend lines are very subjective because you want to adjust your trend lines a tad bit based off of how price does its thing. Oh yeah, it don't look too bad to me. So, but yeah, that's pretty much for USD JPY. Ultimately bullish. The only thing, just be careful about this weekly time frame. It's not going to affect you yet, obviously, but you just want to be aware of the fact that price could potentially go down, right? But it should be a ripple effect. Whatever happens on the weekly time frame, something has to happen on the H1, H2, H4, and daily first, right? So, but yeah, that's it for UJ. Next, I think I'm going to do GJ or EU. All right, I'll see y'all on the next video.